So, friends, with some congressional Republicans beginning to push back, might Donald Trump finally be going too far? Let's talk about that, because justice matters. So, friends, did you see Donald Trump post an AI video of himself wearing a crown, piloting a plane with King Trump emblazoned on the side, dropping loads of shit on the American people, literally bombing them with shit as the people are depicted exercising their First Amendment rights to free speech and to assemble, to petition the government for a redress of grievances. You know, Donald Trump took an oath of loyalty to the Constitution. That oath reads, "I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States." Yet, instead of protecting and defending the Constitution, Donald Trump depicts himself shitting on the people as they exercise their constitutional rights. That is Donald Trump shitting on the Constitution. And on top of that, Donald Trump unlawfully fires federal government employees during a Republican shutdown of the federal government. Donald Trump violates Congress's power of the purse, its spending authority, by defunding and shuttering, closing down government agencies. Donald Trump crosses out of the Constitution the guarantee of birthright citizenship. Donald Trump endorses and encourages political corruption, theft, and fraud by commuting the sentence of convicted felon George Santos. Donald Trump demands the Department of Justice pay him $230 million because DOJ had the nerve to investigate his crimes, culminating in grand juries indicting him for those crimes. And now, Donald Trump is literally tearing down, destroying, taking a wrecking ball to the White House in full public view. I mean, what a perfect and compelling metaphor for Donald Trump's destruction of all of the institutions of government. You know, friends, one of the questions we seem to forever be asking is, when will enough be enough for the Republicans in Congress? Now, while I am not prepared to say that, we may be reaching a turning point, maybe, just maybe, the Republicans are creeping in the right direction, because it looks like they are saying no to a Trump nominee to head up, of all things, Office of Special Counsel. Here's the new reporting. This from NBC News. Headline, John Thune says Trump's embattled pick for Office of Special Counsel won't get confirmed. And that article begins, President Donald Trump's nominee to lead a key federal whistleblower agency appears unlikely to secure confirmation after several Senate Republicans indicated Monday that his pick doesn't have their support. Asked whether the White House should pull the nomination of far-right former podcaster Paul Ingrassia, Senate Majority Leader John Thune, Republican from South Dakota, said, "I think so." Quote, "He's not going to pass," he added. Even Senator Rick Scott, Republican from Florida, separately told NBC News that he will oppose Ingrassia's nomination. Quote, "I don't plan on voting for him," said Scott, a member of the Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee. The panel, where Republicans hold an 8-7 majority, is scheduled to hold Ingrassia's confirmation hearing Thursday. He needs a simple majority of the committee's senators to advance his nomination to the full Senate. And just who is this particular Trump flunky? Ingrassia, who was nominated in May, has a record of inflammatory comments such as calling for January 6th to be declared a national holiday. More recently, Politico reported that Ingrassia was accused of sexual harassment this year by a colleague, citing 3 unnamed administration officials. In a separate article published Monday, Politico cited a text chat it reviewed in reporting that Ingrassia once said he has a Nazi streak and that Martin Luther King Jr. Day should be tossed into the 7th circle of hell. So that's the guy Trump wants to put in charge of the Office of Special Counsel. What are the responsibilities of that office? The Office of Special Counsel is tasked with protecting federal employees from prohibited personnel practices such as retaliation from whistleblowing. Okay, so let's get this straight. Donald Trump wants the guy with a self-professed Nazi streak who thinks MLK Day should be tossed into the 7th circle of hell. He wants that guy to be in charge of protecting federal employees from prohibited personnel practices, because of course he does. But at least Republicans like John Thune and even Rick Scott are bucking Trump on this one. And heck, even Marjorie Taylor Greene is splitting from Trump on things like releasing the Epstein files and on affordable health care? Go figure. But maybe, just maybe, with Donald Trump's numbers cratering, his unpopularity in the court of public opinion, maybe congressional Republicans will consider a new calculation. Now, I don't expect them to sprout a spine or find even a thimbleful of courage, but if they begin to believe that sticking with Trump means they're less likely to win re-election, but breaking from Trump, given his horrific poll numbers, breaking from Trump might mean they are more likely to win re-election, then that may be the one thing that convinces them to break from Trump. But you know what? We will take our allies any way we can get them. Because joining forces with anybody who is willing to fight Donald Trump's democracy-busting lawlessness and unconstitutionality, like justice, matters. Friends, as always, please stay safe. Please stay tuned. And I look forward to talking with you all again tomorrow.